It's time for the most interesting section in the terminal, which is really great tool to look at when it comes to trade, either long term or weekly, on a weekly bias. So, which is the pattern discovery section. So, before I do before I dive into this tab, all these signals, all these patterns have been back tested over 10 years of data with the institutional positions and the price change. So this is a real actual back test based on 10 years of data, and these patterns have been occurred more than one or actually 10 times. So, and then I came up with him putting all these patterns on the chart every week. So once when we have a new data, and then if the patterns is happening, and then what the price action is doing with that, and then we get the patterns on the chart. You can select any contract. Let's say we go with for example, euro. So once you select euro and the chart updates for euro USD, you have three main time frames. Weekly time frame is the main one because this is more a weekly analysis. But then I thought I would just add more daily and 4-hour time frame as well. And this is the 4-hour time frame. We have two moving average, just the basic ones, just to see a quick price direction. Here at the bottom, the right bottom, you have a toggle buttons to zoom in, zoom out, and readjust the charts. You have an option here within the patterns. So there were more patterns below 60% or 50% sometimes, but I thought they are not necessary to have on the chart as to reduce the noise and on the chart, because 50% return is not as good yet. So 60% is 60 to 95% win rate is based on the 10 years of data. If you select 60%, you have to click on the contract and then press enter on your keyboard. The chart updates and plots everything for you from 60% to 95%. So if you want to see only those are 95% win rate chances, that you can click on it and then attach to the chart. Then you can select the daily time frame and the chart updates once the pattern has been discovered. It plots for you. So this signal was from January 25. This is January 26. So imagine having these patterns at this time and get into a buy trade on Euro USD, and then I will let you calculate the win-loss ratio. So, okay, we're not talking about this for now. So what else you have? We have two other drop-down list, which is the main update on this version compared to the previous one, where you can attach indicators to the chart. What other indicators? These are not just some random moving average oscillators, RSI indicators. No, these are all original built-in indicators in the terminal. Excuse me for my cough. So what are the indicators? We have the retail sentiment, momentum, speculators versus commercials. Speculators, as I mentioned earlier, is the non-commercials. So speculators versus commercials positions, cross asset flows, week over week position change, and price leader detection. So who is leading the price among the institutionals, right? Because they're not always leading the price. So once you collect any indicators, the indicator attached to the charts, and you have the ability to select two indicators. I can select the second one, which is the momentum, or I can switch between them to speculator versus commercials, so I can see their positions. or I can go with the cross assets. So once you select your USD, what are the other assets affecting your USD? We have British pound, Japanese yen, and dollar index. And also we have another indicator, which is week over week position change, how the positions are changing, and the price leader detection, who is leading the price. You can switch between the time frames and looking at those, and I will leave the fun to you to go through all this and see by yourself how the positions are affecting the price change and how the patterns are working out. Not all the patterns are perfect, so this one is we have 100% patterns win rate ratio, but then why you might see like, for the next 2 weeks the price drops. Yes, okay, there's something you have to look at. So if I select none of these, here at the bottom you have a table which is hidden. Yeah, a hidden table down here. Okay, what this table shows you, the table, this is more for investors who are trading and holding their trades for long term. Excuse me. So this is the last one. This is the last signal where it tells me the win rate is 100% win rate. Yeah, so it happens 3 times over 10 years, and the return will be almost 3% of the account. So for how long you're gonna hold it? You're gonna hold it for 6 weeks. Yeah, let's see if this one actually was profit. For 6 weeks. So we open along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this trade is actually profit. You open from here, and as you're opening, and as opening as you're closing. So the other one, so which is down here at this bottom, yeah, it says this one, it says 2.77. I might just change this orange color. It says a long trade with a 100% win rate ratio, happened 3 times within 10 years, and then it gives you 2.8% return. For how long you're gonna hold it? For 8 weeks. So this is where we open the trade, and that's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, 6, 7, and 8, and price even went more than that. But this is where actually you're closing out the trades. Once you change this and click enter, so you have all the trades with their hold period and the win rates ratios and how many times they all happen. So once you get a trade signal, a pattern, I would say, once you get a pattern, it's always best to look at the position. So I know like the last one is the so I have both on this week. I have a long pattern and a short pattern, so I'll explain how to trade these, but then it's always best to look at the retail trader sentiments and the who's leading the price, who's not leading the price, because you cannot solely look at depending on the pattern, because these are the key players in the market. So yeah, so this is it for this tab. Just a basic introduction to what you're looking at. We'll be explaining more into details once I make recordings for as a trade example, or how to analyze any any contract. So basically you can play around and load any assets into the chart, and then you can apply different win rate ratios to filter out the patterns and looking at different indicators where you cannot find these indicators anywhere else except in the Flux terminal. Thank you very much. This is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.